Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to discuss in detail what is going to be my planner setup or my planner universe for 2026. You have already seen how did I wrap up my 2025, and to be honest, nothing is really changing. But one of you commented on that video asking how the systems really work. So today I'm just going to discuss the system more than the things that I'm going to actually use. Right? So, the first and the foremost and the most important part of any system is to understand what is happening at a very, very large level. You guys already know from my last planner stack video that I do not use the monthlies there. So, how does the monthly or large things manage themselves? For that, I use two things. One is a physical calendar. This is an actual physical calendar that I use. For years, I have used the Alicia Souza planner, but this year I was in Japan and I was completely amazed at just the types of wall calendars that they have. They were very functional, which was very new to me. I have seen generally a very typical one small time block per calendar, but this calendars could be actually functional was completely new to me. So this is what I'm going to use for 2026. This calendar has 5 columns, so I can put in various things here. So essentially holidays on the one part, and trust me, everyone has different holidays. My son's school's holidays would be different, my holidays would be different, my husband's office holidays would be different, my sister-in-law's office holidays will be different. So it is a task and a half to manage everyone's holidays. Then there will be things to do at school for my son. Then there would be things to do around the house. I also want to write on days that a particular thing was cleaned right here. So I'm very fortunate. I have a lot of help around the house. So they have been tasked to clean a particular portion of the house every single day. So I want to write what was cleaned on this particular day so that I know when it is due next. So that is one major thing that I wanted to keep track of. Then I will have larger events that are happening, people's weddings, people's functions. I don't know what or not that can happen, right? So that is how I'm going to organize my home life in general, right? Vacations, all of that would be planned on this calendar. This calendar lives on my son's this calendar lives in my son's bedroom, because school things are the highest things that we need to track. So that is the reason this lives in my son's bedroom. But this is essentially referred to by everybody in the household. So I absolutely adore this calendar, how functional hopefully my life will be going forward. So this is essentially life or home sort of calendar. Apart from this calendar, I have a extensive work calendar, which is my office uses Outlook. So that is going to be where I have everything time bound, right? So here on this calendar, it'll be more day, what is happening on that particular day. But whereas in my office calendar, everything will be time bound. That is essentially the timekeeper or an alert manager for me. So if there is a doctor's appointment at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, I will make sure that I put that up on my calendar. I will also include a travel portion to the doctor's office, and everything of these appointment will give me an alert 5 minutes to 15 minutes before it is actually happening, so I don't miss any of the time bound events. I hope that is making sense. I have this calendar. Of course, I can't show you because it's my work calendar. But having said that, it is completely color coordinated. So for work meetings, internal, external meetings are separately color coordinated. Transit times, so essentially travel times, including flights, etc., everything else is in one color. My son's school activities, essentially where I have to be physically present. That also has a different color of itself. Focus time, I also block a 2 hour time block every single day in my calendar during my work hours as focus time. So everything that is time bound will happen there, but what are the things that are not time bound needs to happen in a focused time block, so nobody at work is disturbing me. I don't know how many of you actually work a corporate job, but if your calendar is not blocked, there are times that people can come ahead and block that, you block your calendar. People will come and block those slots wherever they see free. So I have strategically kept my first half as focused task blocks. So whatever that I write in my planner, which I will discuss, which is not time bound but needs to be done on that particular day, will be worked during that focus hour time block time. That is how I manage work as well as my home life. In all due respect, with all sanity, right? So all everything time bound will be on that calendar, right? Anything that I have to be at, anything that I have to attend, everything that is completely time bound in that calendar. So that is a large explanation of how time tracking works for me. Next up, I think I should speak about my Hobonichi Weeks Mega. This is my life planner, and I put everything in this work planner. You've already seen the setup of this. I'm just going to quickly show you one of the weeks. This is how I will use this. Everything that needs to be done in that week will come here. This is my things to do. Reminders is the conversations I need to have, the calls I need to set up, the meetings I need to set up, the things that I have to work in my focus hour will be here. So this particular page will be open at all times on my desk. I have a work desk at work and a work desk at home. I work about couple of days a week from home, but I can more work more days from home as well. I prefer going to office because of course I live very close to the office, and things get done faster and more in a more efficient way at work. So I prefer to go into office. So here it will be everything would be the things to do that needs to be done anytime during the week, whereas here it would be time bound things that need to be done on that day. So I would write one thing to be done, which will make me happy or make me feel accomplished at the end of the day here, and the things that are time bound and needs to be done on that particular day here. Anytime in the week will go here. There was a time that I used the Eisenhower matrix as well: urgent, important, urgent, not important, um, and all of that. Now I am fairly decent with prioritizing and deprioritizing my tasks, so that Eisenhower matrix does not really work for me. I know things that are not important but are urgent also needs to be done. So I put that way. Urgent and non-urgent and non-important tasks generally find a place at the bottom of the list to be done in the week. So urgent, non-urgent and non-important tasks would be done on a Friday, because that is the day I hopefully work from home, and I can do that work at a relaxing pace, right? I also choose things which are important but are not urgent also to be done on a Friday. So I have a proper groove going on into my work day, right? So where Friday is a slow day for me, I do large important but not time bound tasks on Friday, and unimportant and unurgent tasks also on Friday. So that is how I structure my week. So those tasks will go here. So generally, my things to do on Friday are very, very large list, but that has been pushed around for the entire week because they were non urgent. Most of the days that I will do a planner flip through, you will see my Friday task list to be pretty much empty, because I'm completing all the tasks that need to be done on that week on Friday. So my Friday task list will generally be empty, because it is generally bearing the brunt of all the tasks that have not been done during the week. So that is a long explanation of how I manage tasks for a quick hint for you guys is, if you have a very, very large task list, uh, please use the Eisenhower matrix. Please ask ChatGPT what does it mean, how it is working through. A very good book to read on the Eisenhower matrix is Stephen Covey's Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. I'd read that book when I was in school. So all the seven habits are kind of itched in my mind, and I have read that book again and again. I think I have reread that book at least four times in my lifetime. So I would highly recommend, if you want to go ahead and read that book. That is a very productive, heavy book, and all the seven habits I keep on reminding myself time and again. So that is, I'm sorry, I went into how I actually structured, but that is what I wanted to discuss in this particular video, because showing you what I use is a very easy task, but how do my systems work? I think that is something that I want to discuss more of this year. Please let me know if you want me to do more such videos, because I would like to believe that I have been using planner system for years. I think I have been using a planner for at least 10 years at this point, and a structured system and an organized system that is now working for me. For the last 2 years, I think I have come to a sweet spot of how things are working for me. So let me know if you want me to do a systems video by and large. And I have spoken about most of the things in this video. If you want me to go into detail of any of these systems, I'll be happy to go into. So yeah, that is how my weekly page will work. Then comes to the notes pages. I have 218, 216 notes pages, and I use every bit of these notes pages. If you have seen my 2025 wrap up, you know that I've used all of these pages and more. So how will these pages use? These pages are essentially used in three essential large topic things. One is where I put in my meeting notes. Second is where I brainstorm, mind map, whatever you want to then name that. And third thing is, I use these pages sometimes to journal. Sometimes during the day, since this book is always open on my desk, I am just overwhelmed and I don't have access to my journal. I will also do a quick brain dump, a quick emotional check on these pages. So these are the three ways these notes pages will be used in my life. I am a very, very calm person. I don't, and I am an overthinker. So I just need some place to brain dump, some place to just put in my emotions. I'm also a very emotional person. So, which, as you grow, you realize that you can manage those emotions better by just writing them down. So, it has come after a lot of contemplation. Uh, so that is the reason that I try to write down as much as possible. That is how I manage a lot of my emotional side. So yeah, even if that is something that you want me to discuss, I'm really happy. And I work in finance, so I use these books also to do a lot of calculations. Again, complex calculations. If this will work, this will not work. So all of that. So this 216 pages would be life saviors for me, and I will need to refer back to the notes and things like that. So that is how I will use this book. As I discussed before, this is not a work planner, this is a life planner, where everything that I do during my regular days will be put up in this particular notebook. And that is the reason notes pages are also very important to me in this entire universe of my systems. So that is important. The next important book that I have is my journal. As I said, I am a very, very emotional being. I would want to write down everything that I feel on a regular basis. So a journal becomes an absolutely important thing in my lineup. I'm using the Neora Accomplish Daily 2026 Planner. for my journal. I have already set this up. I do not want to do a setup video separately, so I'm going to show you the setup because there is nothing really something that I've set up. So first page is stickers. This year I discussed that I'm going to use more stickers and because that this is what my aesthetic is. I have written my goals all over again, which I love. It is the very similar goals that I have written in my Hobonichi weeks. I want to just rewrite it again. Then we have, I have done nothing to the weekly pages and nothing, sorry, I have done nothing to the monthly pages, and so I have done nothing to the weekly pages. The reason that I have bought this book, I have discussed this in my uh, unboxing of this book as well, that if I'm bored with the vertical planning with the horizontal planning, I loved my vertical planning in my sterling ink, so I just want to be able to do it this year. The difference between the two, this is extremely light and compact, this is not, but I don't mind if I am bored with the vertical the horizontal planning. If I want to switch to vertical planning, I can quickly come here and switch that. That is my essential intention, so I don't waver away from my planner stack a little bit too much. As you would see, my planner stack is reducing by the year. I'm being more mindful on how I manage things. I don't want to overwhelm myself. At the same time, I want to keep my systems as simple as possible. So that is the reason I bought this planner. Then I have the daily pages, which I have gone ahead and decorated. I was watching a series with my husband. I brought out everything that I needed for decorating this particular journal, and I have decorated 6 months worth of pages, and I'm very happy. I have decorated either with stickers or with washi tapes, um, and I've tried to keep the page as empty as possible. If I get more space, I'm very happy to go ahead and add more ephemera, but at this point I have just kept myself as minimal as possible in terms of decorations. This will help me get into the journal. This will sort of motivate me to be able to journal more and more. That is the intention. I have already decorated 6 months worth of pages. I absolutely loved decorating this. It was therapeutic. At the same time, the New Year's excitement was kicking in. So I'm very happy that I have already set this up for the next 6 months, which I'm really happy about. The next thing in my planner lineup, you've been seeing this for 3 years. This is my fourth year getting into this. I absolutely loved the Q&A book. This is a 5-year Q&A book. I prefer this over, I was in Japan and I wanted to buy the Hobonichi 5 years book as well, but that does not have prompts. So I journal extensively, so I didn't know how could I use that. I prefer this because this shows me how I have grown as a person, um, and how my personality actually grown or not grown, how my personality has changed as a person, right? So I'm just going to pick up a random question. Yeah. This is February 17 and 18. It says, if you could change something about today, what would it be? And I really like my answers every year that I have, and the problems that I was facing on 17th February, to be precise, right? And on 18th of February, it says, what is the most expensive thing that you're wearing right now? And every year that has changed. Obviously, it has been a piece of jewelry, but how my jewelry choices have changed over this year has also been reflecting here. So I really like this particular book because it shows how my personality is evolving. I would not say grow or ungrow, but how I am evolving as a person. And it is absolutely endearing every night for me to fill this out and see how I am changing on the regular. So, just to give you a quick uh, check on this book has lasted really well. It has been 3 years, getting into the fourth year. Absolutely good condition so far. One other thing that I want to discuss about this book is it takes me exactly 1 minute um, to write in this. So I am not spending too much time on this as well. So 1 minute a night, I think, is completely doable. I miss out on the dates that I am traveling. I don't take this book when I'm traveling. I miss out a lot of dates as well. I would say I miss out at least 1 week every month in this book, but I backfill it because backfilling it is also so easy. So that is the reason I would highly recommend each one of y'all get this book and see how your personality is evolving over these years. So I would highly recommend getting this Q&A book. It is not expensive. I know it at this point it feels like an ad, but I would highly recommend for you to get this book. Then we have my son's diary or my son's notebook or my son's planner, whatever you want to put in. This is where I put in things that I want to write about my son, where he could easily come here and read it. I would use the monthly pages here. This is the only book that I will put in the monthly notes as well, because sometimes I don't want to write an entire journal prompt or an entire journal slot. I just want to write today is this day and this is what happened. Like write in one line. That is something that I do in the monthly columns. The reason that I like this particular undated planner is I should just write this much. If I want to just ignore all the lines, I will write large lines. I have used um, washi tape sometimes to cover up the Monday, Wednesday, Thursday that comes here, just so that I can write in a half a page prompt. So, depending on how much I want to write, I decide in this, but at the same time, it gives me sort of a structure so that I am in those places and it does not overwhelm me. That is the reason I absolutely adore this particular planner. I have completed about one third of this planner, and I know for a fact that this planner will last me, if not more, at least another year. So that is how I intend to use all of these planner. I do have a B5 Neora plain notebook as well, where I want to do sort of junk journaling or sort of art journaling, and even for the major dates. So I don't know again how I'm going to use that B5. Um, but just to show you what is the halat of my regular journal and planners, I extensively do junk journaling, and this is how my general planners would look like. Now, I did my Brazil junk journaling here. So, as you could see, I have written what we did that day and just stuck in whatever receipts or any important things. Again, I don't want to make this pretty at this point. I just want to keep in the memories. And similar thing happened with my planner as well. I did a lot of journaling, a lot of things that my son would gift me, like the Dogman book that he wrote for me, and so on and so forth. I would want to keep it somewhere, and I realized that if I am keeping such things, my writing is getting affected, and I'm not able to write effectively. And of course, my books are getting chunkier by the day, and I don't want them to do be pretty. To be honest, I just want them to hold all the memories that I want to keep. So that is the reason I have called my B5 book, where I could do a little bit of junk journaling, larger things. I don't know. Every day I have a new use for that B5 book. But essentially, even about, I think I have not written in this planner for about a month or two, and you can see the blank pages. Even then, this book is out of bound. I can barely open this book. So that is the reason I realized that a separate journal for junk journaling would be useful. I don't know. Again, I'm not putting that up in my planner stack at this point. I may or may not use it. I also contemplated on the idea of having that as a long term memory book, where instead of junk journaling, which could be done in the yearly books, a little bit of writing issues that I will have. I have managed this year as well. I'm sure I will manage it next year as well. But these things should go on a yearly thing. In the B5 journal, I want to only record very important, monumental uh, things that happened, which are life changing. I know may sound a little bit over the top, but yeah, that is something that I'm contemplating. So I've not included that in my uh, planner stack or in my notebooks that I will use, but that is a notebook I will definitely use. I still have not decided how will I use that notebook, and I am not in hurry because um, I have all the time in the world, because that is not a time bound notebook. So yeah, that is what I'm confused. I can buy a separate junk journal that is also on the horizon. That is also possible. So yeah, that is something that I will do. I have also contemplated the large things that my son makes uh, could be there, like as I said, the Dogman book, or such extensive notes that he writes for me. So I would want to save them in a separate either folder or a separate book or something on that lines, and just the papers to be here. Like I have gone ahead and stuck maps. So you should know that I'm a hoarder in the best possible way. So the bulkier things to be somewhere else, I don't know. So I'm still contemplating how my entire that sort of life is going to shape up. But that is something that I will discuss with you once I have that sorted. So let me know if you want me to go into details of any of these systems. I'll be very happy to discuss this, because I over the last 10 years in I would like to say in the last 2 years, I have perfected this system. And if this helps getting your life in order, I'm very happy for you to get there as well. So thank you for watching. This is it from me. Have a good day. Bye now.